I'm now joined by Pegasus from Team Liquid. First of all, of course, congratulations. Those were some incredible games we just saw. Now, of course, I want to ask the standard question about all them fields. You guys beat Newbie, who up until the match against you have been undefeated. You also beat DK, who have been one of the favorite teams going into the whole tournament. And now you're just coming off a win against EG, who's also looking very strong right now. Is this going to be another Cinderella story for Team Liquid, just like we saw last year during the TI?
Well, honestly, I don't even know. So especially after our first game versus NAR, like I actually expected us to not do so well as we did today. I mean, I expected, honestly, like probably a 1-3, you know, having one surprise upset considering the teams that we were facing. But after our first game versus NAR, like I was pretty emotional. Like the team ended up talking about it. I went up to my room, probably shed a couple tears, and you know, just I don't know. I was really emo, and then I ended up taking a nap, waking up, eating, and then we ended up talking about it. And like, you know, you shouldn't be so emo. We kind of got drafted. Let's just get our shit together and just play our best, do our shit, everything that we learn, and just put everything together, set aside our conflicts, and boom, I guess like from, you know, we did it with Newbie, we did it with DK, and then with EG now. So I guess all in all, we just put our shit together and it ended up working out.
What are your expectations for tomorrow then? Because I mean, a lot of the teams who are currently doing really, really bad, really bad, but like LGD and stuff, like people didn't expect that. Do you think those teams are going to come back tomorrow and going to give you a really hard time, or do you think you can continue on the level you're playing today?
I mean, most definitely, they're gonna really review and analyze like what the hell just happened. I mean, some of the teams I just saw that went 0-4. And they're just like, they're going to reevaluate. Obviously, that whatever they're doing right now isn't working. So they're going to try to, I don't know, regroup and hopefully play better tomorrow. But, I mean, all in all, like, we played one of the toughest opponents today, I would say. I mean, they were probably one of the favorites to, you know, get top 3, top 4 in TI right before everything started. But for us, we're not underestimating anyone. I mean, I believe we're still the huge underdogs in this tournament, despite whatever happened today. And hopefully we can repeat the same success we did today tomorrow.
So if you see yourself as the underdog, who do you think is actually going to be the favorite going into this tournament?
I'd still say IG, Newbie, DK, and EG.
All right. So I just have a quick question. I mean, that's probably not even relevant for most of the people out there. That's just a personal thing. In your game against DK, you played Tidehunter, and you went for a Midas on Tide. That's a bit of an unusual choice, I would say. What was your thought process doing that?
Okay, well, I think around like 11 or 12 minutes into the game, I saw Burning. He was playing Morphling, and he just like recently picked up Midas. I was like, oh wow, this guy's kind of on welfare. I was like, oh well, let me join. You want to have a farm war? Want to have a farm fest? All right, let's. Like, I'm down. And considering how the game was going, the flow, and like we were somewhat out farming them, and like, I know the momentum was kind of slow, and me knowing the fact that we were going to take it late game and we were completely fine taking it late game, I thought Midas was going to be the best choice. I mean, like, I was going to initially opt for a refresher orb, but like after that, what's next? What's my next big item? I'm not going to be able to, generally, like, you don't farm that much after, but Midas taking it late game, getting your levels, and yeah, I thought it was the best.
Do you think that the Midas is going to be a good choice then against farm-heavy teams like that? Would you have done that if you would have expected them not to be so farm-heavy?
No, it was, like I said, it was very, very situational. It was like once in a lifetime. I don't think out of like probably like 100, 200 Tide games, that's probably my second, maybe third time I've ever went Midas. And yeah, so it's like I said, it's very situational, and it's a very, very rare case because you kind of want Tide to be more of like a utility kind of thing, and you don't really want him. I mean, despite him being a core, you don't want him to be taking up like all the farm, and yeah, so. I
mean, he has Anchor Smash, that should be enough, right? Now, if I may ask, you guys have been boot camping before this tournament, and you actually had the Red Bull boot camp in the Red Bull offices. And as far as I could read and see from what you pick up in the internet, it was also very exercise heavy. You guys actually went to work out together and like physical exercise. Do you think that plays into your performance here as well?
I mean, all the extracurricular activities that we did. Initially, like, okay, well, we talked to Red Bull, you know, before I signed with them. They're like, what do you need? What do you want? And they're seeing if they can accommodate. And we're like, well, this was before I even found a team. And I was like, well, I have a couple teams. Like, I was with Team Dog, and I was in a dilemma with potentially joining Liquid. And before discussing like my contract, well, I can't really talk about that. But like, I brought up the whole boot camp, and they're like, oh, we're more than willing to do so. And then like after we talked about it, they're like, well, we want this boot camp to be a little bit different than your normal day-to-day gaming type of boot camp. We want to treat it like, we want to take gaming to a whole new level and treat you, all of you guys, as a real athlete. Meaning, like, we don't necessarily need 8 to 12 hours of practice per day. We need you to go outside, build a kind of atmosphere, like a more friendly environment kind of atmosphere. Because I mean, coming into this team, we weren't really friends. I was only friends with Boba, and the rest is just like, we're just playing, and we wanted to build a good atmosphere within the team, build some sort of chemistry inside and outside the game. So, you know, we'd have like 4, maybe 6 hours of practice, and the rest would be like gym exercises, yoga. We did some paddle boarding, we did something else. And then we had like some team therapy as well. You know, we had like some real therapists coming in, helping us. Like, we had insane amount of conflicts, and they really, all these activities, like, generally we would get so mad at each other in like from the first week. And then like all these little activities that we did, we really built some sort of friendship with each other. And like, we would get mad, but in a more kind of friendly sort of atmosphere. And these, I don't know, I think this is like a start of something new. And I, like I said, their first initial plan when they opened it to me, I was like, this is like retarded. Like, I'm the gamer, I'm the professional, and I think like we need 8 to 12 hours practice because we were complete ass, we sucked, and they're like, they wanted me to really try it, and I'm like, okay, I mean, they're giving me a lot, and so let's just, why not? We'll try something for them, and honestly, it really worked out for us.
Do you think that's the future? Do you think that's what other teams are going for as well? I mean, obviously we already see a lot of more players getting in shape. I mean, Fnatic is the obvious ones, but also a lot of other players have started to actually physical workout as well. Do you think that's where this goes as well with the e-athletes?
I can say, coming from what we've been through, I can say Team Liquid, we can safely agree, all these activities that we did really helped us, and if it wasn't for it, we wouldn't be where we're at today.
Right, that's nice. So I give you the last words. Anything you want to say to the people watching, supporting, or to your sponsors, anyone?
Thank you to all my fans, my friends, and of course my sponsors, and everyone, like I said, everyone that's like supporting me from day one and always believing in us, in me, and of course also a big shout out to Team Liquid and Red Bull.
Right. Thank you very much, and good luck tomorrow.